And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Alright, well this got done. This is all edited, exhumed, or whatever. Excavated. And I've added a little lift action. Yes, this lift system goes all the way down to our new fledgling factory. But first, I want to take care of some things up on the surface here. I've crafted some tidbits, and we're going to try to get a little bit of beacon action going here. So, beacon needs threat scanners. So let's go look. And I build these in groups of 4. So, if we do 25, I would be better to do 28. So, 26, 27... 28. That would be like 6. No. That would be 7. That would be 7 little groupings. Which we can handle for now. Because we're going to need batteries and solar panels. So try to build 7 of these. Crafting. Okay. We actually have the resources to do that. Pretty amazing. Alright, now to pick up the things that the beacons want to pick up, we need falcors. A few of these. And let's see. I've crafted a bunch of iron wire and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to try, let's see, 4, 8, 10, no, 4, 8, 12. I'm going to try to craft 12 of these. So that's 36 servo motors and 12. That's 12 lightweight machine housings. I crafted a bunch more tin plate as well. So trying to get all this stuff crafted so we can get her all done in one episode. So the upgrade, and I need 12 of the laser transmitters. Okay, so next, auto upgrader. Let's just craft all of those, so we should get 12 of those. And let's craft these. Hopefully I had enough. There we go. We even have enough for about, wow, we actually have enough for about 10 more falcors. So that's pretty awesome. Falcors are going to not unload into the huge hoppers or the regular hoppers. I want them unloading into like half hoppers. So we've got 12, so that is 3 groups of 4. So I just need like 3 half hoppers to get this started. And then we are going to try to find, so over here somewhere, so the 20 and kind of -4 or 5 area, we're going to want to bump these down somewhere in that zone. Come up here. First we're going to collect some stuff, see what's up here to collect. All right. Oh, just absorb all the things. That'll give me some stuff to test with. Alright, so we said about -20-ish. Right in here somewhere we're going to want our drop down. So maybe like right there. -16, -8. Let's see where this drops down. It's actually not bad. Not the perfect thing, but it's not bad. So I think we're going to go with that. So that's where everything's going to drop down. Now we need our beacons. So let's get these all set up here. And we're going to use this area over here. So we want solar panels. We want batteries. And we don't need super huge batteries at first, although the medium batteries would be better. They hold a lot more charge during the, they'll charge a lot more. So these ones might run out of juice. And let's see, where be the beacons? There's the Falcors. I got a bunch more threat scanners. Well, I crafted quite a lot of... Oh, I didn't craft the beacons. I crafted the threat scanners, but not the beacons. Ooh, look at that. Lights up here. How many blues do we have now? Oh, we're up to 7 blues. Yeah, I crafted the threat scanners, but not the beacons. Oh, okay, so let's take care of that little problem. Beacons.
Crafting.
There we go. Good to go. All right. Obviously, they're all kind of bunching in right here, so this is a great spot to nab them. So we had beacon, and we have a battery with a solar on top and a beacon on that side. So that's the basic layout for my beacons. And we're gonna do a battery, and beacon, with a solar on top. That takes care of that corner. And this corner, we're not really getting a whole lot of attacks from, but I want to get it covered anyway. So let's just take care of that corner. And on this side, look at the diagonals. Whoa, what is this? Oh, that's funny. So the diagonals right in here probably is a good spot right here. I want to not upset the grass, so I got to find a natural clear spot. Yeah, the sun is not rising yet, so that's why these are kind of tough. We're gonna put this one out here a little ways. Okay. And then we're gonna kind of try to kind of scoop up. Sometimes you get you get them that are get a little closer. The wasps kind of buzz in, and we want to make sure that we're getting all of those as well. So I'm gonna put one kind of close to the CPH. So we have one more set that we can use. The majority of the attacks come from this way. I've got 2 beacons set up there already. I've got one there, and got one there, and over here. I guess the big question is, where will we be attacked next, or most, and where are we not covering the range of these lasers, because they only have so much range, but the beacons themselves have a pretty decent range of gathering, so they're pretty good. We've got that covered. I think I want to do another one over here. We get a lot of bug parts over here. So we've got a laser there and a laser system over here. So I'm thinking like right in here is probably a good spot. There we go. And after we get attacked a few times, I can come up here and take a look to see if anything is either out of power or whatnot. But the next thing we're going to want are the Falcors themselves. So one of the things I want to do is craft some tubes. I have a little bit of materials for some tubage. So transport pipe. Am I out? No, I'm not out of space.
Crafting.
Okay, There's a little bit of transport pipe. I really... Ooh, I made it up. Awesome. Alright, so if we want transport pipe, I'm going to put that going down. So that's pointing down. If you look at the arrows, that's pointing down. And we can put our Falcors basically right along this line here. So right inside of our little area that we are able to work with, and I want one Falcor right on the end. So we're gonna put in, now that we have the beacons done, I can use this spot for our Falcors. And let's see, we're gonna have Falcor, we're gonna have the medium storage hopper, or the half, I should say, the half storage hopper. So there's the half, there's the Falcor, right like that, goes right in, just like all the other ones. And then we're gonna have another one right here. And then another one right next to that. And these have a very long range. Very long range. So we're good with that. We are very good with that. And they will pick up these parts pretty fast because they're in close proximity. I'm not too concerned with that. The next thing we need to do is get these out and sort them, and then push all of the bug parts to, you know, change up, convert into this hopper here. So they're all going to come out of right here, and we're going to send them this way first. So let's move that out. I'm going to put this in the ground by one. Just because it makes it for a little cleaner of a setup. So we're going to sort them all out here. I want to grab some pristines out of this. Oops. Okay, so we're going to want a hopper, and then there's going to be something there, and then we're going to have this here, and then another hopper. So a gap of 2. And there's a little bit of copper right there. We can... Is that all that's there? I might be able to just super dig that out. Yep. Oh. And it's gone. Okay, so if you look at our pristines, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 1. So 7 total pristines that we got to think about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are all the pristines that we're going to be able to sort out. And let's get that going now. Build yourself some advanced conveyor filters, and we're going to slap one of these on each side right beyond the hoppers. And I think this one's going to go, no, this one's going to go this way as well. It's going to be kind of a circuitous route, but we'll get there. I don't mind having a little extra storage space, little extra room being used. Okay, and this one. Okay, then we need to clear a couple coming off of these. Oh, don't need that one. Then we put another filter on this side. Okay. All right, so all of these are then going to be set to all of the different pristine levels of bug parts. So the first one I always get is the pristine phosphorus. That by far is the most you'll get of the pristine parts. And then we just kind of run down the list. The pristine faceted eyes, although I want to do the chitin first, then the stingers, then let's do the green eyes and then the blue eyes. And then there's one more eye that we need. We actually need to craft one to actually get it into our inventory here. It uses quite a lot. And if you're using vanilla settings, that uses actually 75 of the parts here. So just be aware of that. Okay, now to store these, we are going to temporarily use huge storage hoppers. I'll eventually probably upgrade these to, you know, the 2000 slot hoppers eventually on some of these. Unlike the pristine phosphorescent glands, I'm probably going to pump into another setup here for converting into, because we have now my pristine part system, and pristines don't spoil in hoppers, so you don't need a cryo hopper for the pristine setup. All right, so let's set up these filters. So the first one, it's going in. Look at that, the Falcors are already working. So the first one, we're gonna set E to pristine phosphorescent, and we're gonna have to hit E and then T on this one. Okay, and the same thing here. E, E, T. E, E, T. Okay, just continue this. E, E, T. E, E, T. E, E, T. And then E, E, T. And that is all of our non-pristine parts coming out this way. Okay, so we're gonna I'm gonna bring these way back in here, line them up over here. Okay, and then we're gonna want to line that up right like this. And I don't even know if I have enough tubage. I don't think I have enough tubes to handle this. What am I short on? I think I was short on crystal. Yeah, I'm short on crystal. But let's see how many I'm gonna need here first. Because I'm gonna want one of these like right in here. We're gonna also filter. Let's see if I get my filters in here. Filter 1 and 2 like this. And this is going to be spoiled. Okay, so we can then, I think I have a few spoiled on me. No, I think I used them over here. So we're gonna wander over to our slime trap. I'm just gonna grab one spoiled. Just one. I'll take these. And I want those too. I could also put some beacons right over here. We've got sky clearance. I could put a set of beacons right here and pull all the organics that are dropping that are not getting picked up. But I needed that one spoiled so I could set these up here. So let's go in here. I know spoiled. There it is right there. That's what they look like. So this one I want E here. So it's going to pull spoiled, and I want ET there. So no spoiled this way, only this way is the spoiled organics. All right. So you'll know spoiled organics when they come through because they have a very, very distinct look. How many tubes do I have left? 12. Ooh, I think I might have enough. I do. Excellent. So this is now loading with organics, and it will load and load and load and load. Look at all the organics that we're getting through here. And it looks like it's picking up a whole bunch of blocks, which is fine. You know, those beacons have an amazing ability to pull in stuff. And you could also, you know, set filters another way, but we're gonna just every once in a while you check your cryo hopper, and you know, if there's miscellaneous gubbins in there that aren't something that you want, then you can just get rid of them. Okay, so with all of the bug parts that we have on us, we should be able to test this. So we're gonna do this. Pristines obviously are going to go in here, and it's pretty quick. And if you put this in there, that's what I like about these tricky hoppers, is it unloads stuff pretty fast. Very, very nice. But now I'll be able to get rid of all of the organics that I've got on me. And there's a lot of stuff free on here. There we go. And I'll drop the organic in there, and I can drop all of the ruined stuff out of my inventory as well. And I think that was it for now. I don't have any ruined eyes. Oh, no, I do. So let's get those in there. And these, and these. So there's all my organics all going through the system here. And they don't ever spoil in transit, so they won't spoil in a tube. They'll only spoil in a hopper. And if you're using Tricky's hoppers, well, they get pushed through there pretty fast. So it's nice. They don't spoil as often. They do spoil. They definitely spoil, but it's a little more lenient. So obviously we're going to want to keep all of the eyes that we have, and we're going to want the stingers for maybe something. But the chitin, I don't really ever use the chitin, and the pristine phosphorescence. If I need more, you know, coal enrichers, I can definitely make use of those. So we want to keep those. There are some spoiled, obviously a few things spoiled in here while it was just pushing out everything. All right, and then everything is going to move through. It's going to separate any of the spoileds, and all the other stuff is going to be pushed into the cryo hopper. So nice. And you want to keep an eye on, you know, this hopper, because it will build up fast. So we're going to set that to add only. Give that a little bit more storage. Depending on your attacks, that can fill up really fast. So if you're away from your base for a while, you know, you're going to want to put a lot of hoppers or a couple just really big hoppers on there if you're using those mods. But that is the organic system ready to go. I now don't need to constantly go up to the surface and collect organics, and just keep an eye on your system. So if you come up here and there's little pockets of organics somewhere that you're not collecting, you know, make a new beacon setup, and the beacon should grab everything. I think the one thing I'm going to do though is upgrade those batteries eventually. Sooner rather than later probably, but we're going to want to upgrade those just to make sure that the beacons don't run out of power at night, because nighttime comes, and I mean there's only 200 power in there, and I'm not sure how much power the beacons use. So if it's like something around 5 power per second, well, those batteries will definitely run out overnight. And if you find that your beacons are not getting serviced fast enough, well, just add a few more, add a few more Falcors, and things go fast. So, but yeah, that is the system and the episode. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.